Namaskar. I hope and wish to believe that all of you all are at best of your health and state. In continuation of the series of demonstrational videos for flower arrangement of the subject Housekeeping, 3rd and 4th semester, BSc Hospitality and Hotel Administration. Here I am back again, Sapna Tehreek, your facilitator for these video sessions. In the previous session, we've put knowledge into practice by devising the concerns, primarily on buying cut flowers, their care conditioning and aftercare, along with thereafter particularizing and picking out tools of the trade. We are going to compose different styles of flower arrangement and also keeping into consideration the theme, the design and the decor along with the occasion, which will be guided and guarded by the good design features of flower arrangement as applicable. See, every flower arrangement that we compose is an expression of our individual artistic style, and please think creatively and execute it into the arrangements or whatever design that you want to put through. Alright students, now I would like to give you a brief introduction of the styles of flower arrangement that we will be performing right now. So major to it is, first one is based on the angle of view, and we have two arrangements here that I will be doing with you. First one is the all-round arrangement, right? And it will be placed on a table as a centerpiece. Next to it is any arrangement which is called flat back or a front view arrangement, and the placement for the same shall be a credenza or a sideboard. Next arrangement that we would construct will be based on the space that is present. The spaces are further divided into line style, mass style and line mass style. Coming on to the next type of or next style of flower arrangement which I've spoken to you was about the space. So in space I have this first one which is a line style arrangement, and majorly the ones which are famous here for the line style of arrangements are the ikebanas, and this is the entire Japanese series of flower arrangement. Almost there are 6 types of arrangement that I would do with you, and I would come on to them later. Next to it is the mass style. Mass style, you can have an all-round arrangement or a posy arrangement. And moving forward is the line mass style, which will identify the lines as well as the mass of the flowers present individually in an arrangement. So I have a good example here. You can just see this a crescent shape, or you could have a triangular shape here, and placement varies. Say for example, in a hotel you can place this type of arrangement on a hostess desk or a GRE's desk, etc. Based on the space present in the flower arrangement, last but not the least is the miscellaneous styles. Say for example, you could create parallel styles of flower arrangement, or you could create or you could descript any type or any form of landscapes into the arrangements, and the placements here would be preferred as the big huge areas could be a lobby area, could be a lounge area, or any bar area, buffet sections, etc. Thereafter, thirdly, we're going to do end based on the shape, which would be like a horizontal, a vertical shape. It could be an oval, crescent, elliptical. There are multiple shapes which I am going to perform with you. Next to it comes is based on the effect that these arrangements give us, and to add to it is the arrangements in which are going to involve the type of material used, be it the foliage material completely or the dried flower material. As far as these floral displays are concerned, they are like huge glorious profusion have been added to them, but they have to be strictly guided with certain principles of flower arrangement in order to achieve the desired product. And I would want to suggest you, these are the principles that you could see on the screen, which are like balance, stability, proportion, scale, orientation, rhythm, dominance or emphasis and focal point. So when I prepare these or construct these flower arrangement, I am going to discuss all of them simultaneously doing the arrangements.
As we are now following up to prepare the first style of flower arrangement, which is all-round arrangement. So now let's just see what all things does it take to prepare an all-round arrangement. Here I've got certain material along with me which will be used in this particular arrangement. Foremost, let's just see what are the types of equipments that I'm going to use here in order to protect this surface from any kind of scratches or any other debris. What I do is I always place a placemat. Over it I put my turntable, as you could see, and next to it I want to arrange a container which is the receptacle for the upcoming or the flower arrangement that I am going to build, right? Along with it, I have certain other equipments that will be involved in the preparation. There are knife which I've used to cut this oasis and fit into the size of the mouth of this vase, right? Since it is a speckled glass, I think so it is crystal clear and it's clean, and this is something which looks really beautiful. There's a small trick that I've done here is, what I've done is, to the back side of this oasis I've added this water into this flower base and into this flower container, and now since it is transparent, I'm infusing this orchid stem into this vase filled of water, and just see, have a look, it looks beautiful, and type of effect that it is creating inside this flower vase. So there are multiple tricks that you could assign to your floral displays. See students, the idea here is to tell you that floral art will completely depend upon your artistic skills and creativity that you would imply to the same. Moving forward, as I was speaking to you about the ingredients that I am using here is a pruning scissors which I am going to use whilst I'm preparing this arrangement, and also there are certain pre-preps that have to be done when it comes to prepare your plant material. As you could see, this is Areca palm. This is the primary foliage material that I'm going to use in this arrangement. So what I'm going to do here is, with the help of pruning scissors or this secateurs, I am going to gradually cut these leaves, acquiring a desired shape which I can use in the floral arrangement. As you could see, this A, and then moving forward, what I could do is simply tear off these leaves and create these smaller leaflets, giving me this desired product. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to tear them off, and hence I could use this side as well as this side of this palm. So I think so this is this is a very versatile leaf that could be used in an arrangement because it could be developed into multiple shapes, which I will show you further when I give those different styles and shape to the leaves. But currently the size and shape that I'm going to use, the size and style that I'm going to use with this Areca palm is this style. Okay, so I've already scissored it, I've already cut it into this fashion. Next to it, please also realize your work table, it has to be kept clean all the time, and you're going to trash off these unused leaves, maybe in a dustbin which is lying beneath
my work area, so I'm going to trash it down here. Keep your work area always crisp and clean and nice all the time. So what are we going to do here is just have this measuring scale with you and just see. Alright, the flower vase measures almost say like to say close to 30 centimeters. So what am I going to do is I'm going to prepare an arrangement which is like 1.5 times or 2 times greater or bigger than the flower vase. Right, so this is one thumb rule that one major principle as far as proportion in a flower arrangement is concerned. Right, so what have I realized here is that I am primarily going to create a line with the help of line flowers. What was I am telling you is that I am going to create the line or the periphery of the arrangement, how huge or big the arrangement will be. Alright, as I've told you, the name of this flower, it is glads or gladiolus, and these are line flowers, and in an arrangement, what do they depict? They depict movement. So what I'm going to do, since we realize that it is an all-round arrangement, we make it sure the angle of view for this arrangement from any direction remains same. What I'm going to do is that I am impregnating these stems into the oasis. Foremost, there are 2-3 things that you have to keep in mind. You give them these slant cuts, as I've told you earlier also, because it increases the circumference in order to imbibe most of the moisture available in the oasis. So now, and also it becomes really easy to impale these stems inside the oasis. Now if you see here, what I've done is that I have created a unidirectional space with the help of these 3 different stems of glads, the line flowers facing to all the direction, because please understand this is an all-round arrangement. It has to have a similar view from any direction. The next step that goes followed by the deciding the height of the arrangement is the width of the arrangement. For this I'm going to use this Erica palm leaves, and what I'm going to do is I am going to intersect them, impregnate them into this oasis in 4 directions. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here I go. Again, I need to give a slant cut. One, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 5, 6, 7 and 8. What am I doing here is I am actually constructing the frame of the arrangement. So a tip here is, prior to making your arrangement, just decide or just look into 2 to 3 things. A, when you decide the peripheral area or the width of the arrangement, make it sure that all the leaves are of same size. If you aren't able to achieve the same, either push in the stem inside the oasis, or next what you could do is you could simply chop them from here. Alright, and also chopping their spikes give more a neater look to the arrangement. I have also added this dry jute stick in the middle of these 4 glad stems in order to give it a visual appeal or create some kind of focus in this arrangement, which I will discuss with you later after, once I'm through with this arrangement, given the principles of flower arrangement. Now, since this was the primary foliage, next we will be moving up is the secondary foliage, along with the first flower that we are going to add into it at the base of the arrangement. This is, as you could see, this is a round flower. This is a line flower and this is a round flower. The name of the flower is, this is a white carnation. These are also, you could famously see these flowers in Christmas preparation, and these time in wedding decors or other decors, because they are one of the cheapest flower available, and along with that they have the greatest shelf life, say like 14 to 20 days, you know, they last this long. So now what am I going to do is, again, the way I've created this outer frame from these leaves, I'm going to do the same with these carnations. What I'm going to do is 1, 2, 3, the 4 direction, the 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th. So I'm going to, with this slant cut, I'm going to impregnate these into the oasis. So 1, 2, 3, and here I go 4th, and here I go 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th. So you could also do this. And here's a small cure and conditioning tip. The type of flowers that we choose while we buy them is like a half open bud state, because you know a full bloom flower wouldn't last that long. So gradually this half open bud state of the flower, you know, it is going to, you know, open up gradually and it is going to stay longer. बस ठीक है, हो गया होगा, done.
And action.
See, so now what I've done is I've taken this secondary foliage, the ferns, and I have again added them in a sequence of say 1, 2, 3 and 4. Eventually, if you remember Erica palm, I've cut it into this shape, and now I'm going to put it randomly, creating a round circle in the arrangement, so that any view, anywhere, anybody can view these distinctive shape that I've cut the palm into. And apart from this, there are fillers. You could see Gypsophilia. These are the filler. These are bunch of small little florets into the same stems, and I am going to add it in between to fill the spaces and to give more a visual appeal into this arrangement. This is the flower lily, A-star lilies or star lilies. They are referred to add. Their name is. What my guide and what my tip here to you all students is that you know, the placement of foliages, multiple foliages that you do, it should be right. And if you're able to create that foliage placement, the next what goes into play is that the spaces could be filled up with the flowers and the fillers. If you could just have a look around in this now. So now what am I going to do? I have pink carnations here. I'm going to fill these little spaces with the help of carnation flower. And also, to guide you through while you're preparing these arrangements, there are 3 to 4 things that you must always keep in your mind. and them are the placement, the support where you're going to place these flower arrangements eventually when they are prepared. Next to it is the area, be it the lobby, the lounge area, because these are large huge arrangements. They could be placed in center of a restaurant, or in an close to a buffet section, or in center of a corridor, or say like if they are huge corridors and in a lobby area or a lounge area, right? Because they are 3D arrangements, the all-round arrangement. So you keep the placement in, you just think about the placement where you're going to place this arrangement and develop accordingly this dedicated arrangement. And also next to it is the decor and design that you would keep into mind. And because you have that because you have that preconceived notion, or you perceive the space, and then there is a tendency that you're actually going to develop a distinctive style for that particular area. Right, now let me just explain you the principles of flower arrangement that I have added to this glorious floral display according to me. As I say, them are, see, first one is proper design. So our proper design is to establish a three-dimensional flower arrangement, which is like when you rotate it to the 360-degree angles, it looks same from every angle. And then is the structural pattern. In structural pattern, as you could see, the size, the suitability of various components and the relationship of them with each other, it develops harmony or unity amongst themselves. Though all of the flowers, see, this is a round flower, this is a line flower, this is a smaller round flower, this is a bigger round flower, though they are diverse, still they conjoint, or they amalgamate this well in each other, that they seems to be looking part of this one arrangement, right? So unity comes into play in this type of display. See, as you could see here, all stems should flow from one central axis. All stems, they have to, they should look in a manner that they are, coming out, they are like oozing out from one single center point, right? And next to it is the flowers that we use, the shape and style of the leaves or the plant material that we're using here. It is like, we break the monotony. See, you could see the shapes that I've put into these Erica palm. As I've told you, it's very versatile. You can cut the leaf into any different phase. And also one more important material and ingredient of a flower arrangement was the accessories. So here we have these floral tapes. What I do is I take these floral tapes and simply I can accessorize my arrangement. See, the height and the depth, the density of the flower arrangement, as we say in the principle of flower arrangement, it needs to be in proportion. When I talk about proportion, proportion is something which is relative to the quantity or the amount of materials that we've used into this arrangement. Neither should it be too much of it, neither should it be too less of it. So that is why, and also you have to develop a scale into the arrangement that is relative to the size, which is the size of the flower vase has to be in relation with the size of the plant material that we are using. As I've already given you a thumb rule, it has to be 1.5 times to 2 times greater than the size of the flower vase, the arrangement I am talking about. And also there's one important thing here which is called golden ratio, which is 2:3. If the size of the container is 2, then the size of the plant material has to be 3. Be it, since it is a cylindrical vase, since it is a cylindrical flower vase that we've used, so we would want to measure the size of the plant material in lengthwise. So what we ideally do here is, this is, if the size is 2, in 2 portions, this has to be greater than it, which is like into 3 portions. So 2:3, which is the golden ratio, and next to it is and also I've been speaking to you about the every element, be it the container, be it the base, be it the accessories, whatever we are using into this, it should harmonize within themselves to create a great appeal and look effective as far as appearance is concerned. And also avoid multiple types of materials. You follow a rule of 3, that is not more than 3 different colors, not more than 3 different types of flowers, or not more than 3 different types of fillers or foliages that you use into the plant material. Assortment in an arrangement is good for a visual appeal, but still it shouldn't look crowded. So what I want to tell you here is just be be little guarded with multiple colors, and maybe the colors either take them from the same hue, either the colors have to be in combination with each others, as you could see, darker pink, lighter pink, and maybe the white, isn't it? Or they have to be, or the colors are in contrast with the foliages. And next, very important thing is the texture that comes or that has a great role to play into this arrangement. Say for example, these leaves are glossy. These leaves are glossy, and the leaf that I have here, it is little rough or little edgy on the sides. So trying to create different textures, hard with soft and glossy with matte finish. Alright, this is Sun of India foliage. Because of its distinctive texture, I would want to use it in this arrangement and try and create different texture in the arrangement. And also, there are 2-3 things. As I've told you, the arrangements, it's good that arrangements are guided and guarded with certain principles of arrangement. Whilst I've explained you most of them, there is one which is also really important, is the balance. It is the visual balance that you get and also the physical balance that you achieve. Otherwise, if the arrangement, since it is a symmetrical arrangement, it is an all-round symmetrical arrangement, that is why it has got its weight, its weight is divided to all the sides. But had it been an asymmetrical arrangement, there's always a chance that your arrangements get could be tripped off. So in order to avoid that, it is really important to achieve this the physical balance in an arrangement. As you could see here, darker colors or darker flowers, bigger flowers close to the vase, they create heavier effect, or then the paler ones. The round flowers, this is chrysanthemum, round flowers, they are more towards creating dominance in the arrangement. So line flower, these are depicting the length or the movement in the arrangement. We've tried to create rhythm in this arrangement. Rhythm is relative to the motion with the graduating, you understand, with the graduating size. Like a smaller size, then a little larger to little longer size. As you could see, the size are graduating from bottom to top. When you're moving upwards, the eventually size is graduating, and also there is a transition in colors and in different types of plant materials that could be seen in. And also one important thing here, which is the color. The use of color has to be made judicially. Either you use monochromes, or you use contrasting, or you use polychromes in the arrangement. Eventually, when we first started to create this arrangement, our task was to create an all-round arrangement, and we've tried our best to give this 3D effect to the arrangement, considering all the factors of good designing, which were rhythm, color, emphasis, harmony, distinction, or some unusual material that could be used in the arrangement, use of accessories. Everything, I believe, is part of this one arrangement and relative to the principles that are applicable herein. Alright, next in queue is the front facing arrangement as far as angle of view is concerned. As you could see in this arrangement, I'll show you how we have constructed this arrangement. But prior to this, please realize and understand one thing: it has got flat back. Since it has got flat back, this side of the arrangement will not be seen by the guest or the viewer. So what we need to do is that these types of arrangements will be placed on the sideboards. Say for example, moving from here, if had it been a sideboard with a flat back and the view is front facing, I am going to place this flat arrangement like this. Maybe in the alcove, this is an alcove in a wall, and then a sideboard is the support where I've used for placing this arrangement. So now we will learn how to construct this arrangement front facing as far as the angle of view is concerned, which is the first style of the flower arrangement. Yes, next up in the series, as I was telling you, that we are going to prepare a front facing arrangement. So now by the end of this session, you will be able to construct a front facing arrangement as far as the angle of view is concerned. See, now here I have this very versatile oasis with me. Iska khasiyat yahi hai, the best usage of this is that you can impregnate stems into inside it at any given any size, angle, shape. You could just simply go with your this whatever way it suits you to put in the stems. And also, as I've told you in my earlier this arrangement, as far as all round was concerned, I did speak to you about the usual materials and ingredients that I will be using. But yes, specifically I will be speaking to you about the plant materials that I have with me, which I'm going to use herein. So now, as you see this, the choice of container is very, very important. It is a boat shaped container, and as I've told you earlier, these have to be cleaned. It is a brass container, and it is, before use, I've cleaned it and I've brassoed it for its sheen. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this oasis inside this vase, this container, under turntable, as you know the usage of the same. So let's just see the types of flowers that I'm going to have for this arrangement. See, this is bird of paradise, BOP हम इसे बोलते हैं. And the use of bird of paradise is, see, it is a very distinctive flower, and just see its shape, and it is, I really like this flower because it is always in my arrangement. I want to have it as the center of attraction. Alright, this is Gypsophilia, the fillers I've already spoken to you about, which we can use if we want to fill in the spaces. And then I have white roses, pink glads, and this is asparagus leaf. This is, I want to camouflage my oasis with the help of these. See, look at these leaves, really beautiful, pretty thin, leaves. They can help me camouflage the oasis. And next to it is, this is Sun of India, the leaves, and then I have the Victoria leaf along with a few carnations, and as you would refer to them now, as you would know that these are Areca palm leaves. Now we can begin our flower arrangement with the help of this plant material. Since I want to create a focal point in my arrangement, so what am I going to do is that close to this bird of paradise I'm going to have these pink jute reeds, you know, or dried, this is a dried plant material that I'm using in my flower arrangement. And now since I've decided that this is going to be my line or my periphery of the arrangement, and almost it is going to be, you know, if you could see, it is going to be this huge and maybe this tall. Okay, so what we could do here is we could also prepare a triangular arrangement, but let's just see how to go by making a this front facing arrangement. So what we do, since it is front facing, so here let me like turn it towards me, I'm going to give it a base, a back base, by, you know, strutting up these Areca palm leaves parallel to each other. See, this is how I'm going to do. Please use the natural flow of these leaves, you know, let them just fall the place they want to fall, you know, let them be free flowing into the arrangement. Guide their height and length. So this is the back wall, or this is the back side of my front facing. Next to it I would add Sun of India. The next foliage that I am going to add, giving it a slant cut, is the Sun of India leaves. So I am going to take 3 leaves, as I've told you, just, you know, go by choosing, you know, sets of 3. So I'm going to take 3 Sun of India leaves, foliage, and then I'm going to impale them into this arrangement. You know, this is the secondary foliage that I am using in this arrangement, and if there are any snip off any bad leaves or any drooping leaves, because maybe they are wilted, so we could like simply snip them off, and then, you know, we're trying to give diversity or variety in this arrangement. You know, students, a small tip from here is that try and place the foliages, use a good amount of foliages in the arrangement, because they are like cheaper, they are like readily available, and yes, of course, the cost is definitely a constraint with the concern to the flowers that we use, and also the life, you know, their shelf life is way more than the flowers that we use in the arrangements. This is the Victoria leaf. How am I going to use it? As I've told you, I'm going to take 3 sections of the same leaf, and I am going to put them to and fro haphazardly, either like 1, 2 and 3 is here, down here. You give them, when you like impregnate them into the oasis, you know, besides putting them randomly and trying to fill up the space, just try and create a rhythm, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, like this. Next to it, I'm going to use this foliage, this green leafy material, along with this cut in a different shape, the Areca palm. See, now what has happened, there is this outer frame and a structure that has come to me when it comes for a front facing arrangement. It is a flat back arrangement, so do not worry about the back side of the arrangement. Now what next could be done is the addition of flowers. So I'm going to take these glads and snipping off extra stems. Just make sure there's lots of mess around. You keep cleaning or keep you know, brushing off the unwanted material on your work area. So now what I'm going to develop is, I'm again going to consider this 1, 2, 3 thing and arrange my glads accordingly. Let it go backwards and let it come frontwards, right? So keeping in mind the principles of flower arrangement, I will add these plant material.
So now I'm going to arrange these flowers. You know, there are three colors that I've majorly used. One is the dominant foliages, the green color, and then is the fuchsias or the pink colors, and next to it is the white roses. Alright, and maybe you could have added white glads or white chrysanthemum to the arrangement. Next to it, as you could see, I've got these 3 Erica palm leaves, which I've cut it in a fashion that like smaller to bigger and to the larger leaf, and I am going to arrange them like that. See, if you could focus here, if you could see it here, the smaller leaf graduating to the larger one. And next, just see the, you know, the distinctiveness is brought in by the way I've cut these leaves. Similarly, I've cut them into these roundels or fan shapes, and what am I going to do? I'm going to put in these leaves following the same pattern. The smaller, the bigger, the larger. Maybe I can cut them of same length, but what I do is the first one I'm going to put in more deeper, the second one less deeper, and the third one that I add will be little bigger than the earlier ones. So the profusion of different colors and variety that I've tried and created, along with the addition of these golden rods, they bring in for accessorizing my arrangement a front facing arrangement which could be placed on a credenza. As you could readily see it, I think so it's really beautiful to look up onto a display, along with this simple but yet elegant vase. So this is the final output, how a front facing arrangement would look like. Now what I have on my turntable is a very famous arrangement. It is a posy arrangement. It is a type, or it is a category of all-round arrangement. See, prior to this, I've shown you a bigger or a pedestal arrangement for larger areas, all-round arrangement. This arrangement is specifically for coffee tables in a bedroom, or specifically any center table arrangement, and the principle or the steps are similar to the one that we did in the this all-round arrangement, the bigger one that I've had shown you earlier. Here I've used asparagus leaves as well as gypsophilias. Asparagus leaves, gypsophilias being the fillers. I believe gypsophilias complements the rose best. They are considered to be the best formal bouquets. And also I've taken this Victoria leaf, and what I've done is I have folded it in this fashion, and I have stapled it, and then I can impregnate it into any form I would want to staple it. See, staple it, and then you could literally impregnate the same into this arrangement. As the center here is the Sun of India foliage, along with these beautiful red roses. So the principle here remains the same. What you do is give the height to the, or decide the length of the arrangement, right, and then doing the outer structure or the basic frames. Why? If you remember in the previous all-round arrangement I've spoken to you about, follow the sequence 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8.
Then comes the second foliage or the secondary foliage or the second type of flowers which you would want to use in this arrangement, which would, again, as you can see here in this posy, I have given this 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 5. So depending upon how you are supposed to arrange them, the arrangement will itself speak to you what spaces has to be filled and how it has to be filled. So students, do not panic here, because these are certain things which come with time, with practice and with experience. And also just don't be afraid, because in the hotels we have a dedicated florist who works under this horticulture department under the aces of housekeeping, responsible for managing or functioning or buying of these cut flowers or planting of the flowers or the landscape of the hotel. So we have a dedicated florist or expertise behind it who does all of this for us. So this is a posy which could be placed on a center table or a coffee table. And if you could see the base here, the container that I've used is the simple brass container. It is clean, it is being brassoed, and yes, after care has to be taken. Alright, so now as you can see that I have got this Mr. bottle, a spray bottle, in which I've already added water along with the bleach and pinch of bleach and some teaspoons, 3 spoons of teaspoon in a half liter of water. And what you're going to do is you're going to spray them on the dedicated floral display every morning when you go for a round in your respective areas. So just make sure that the water is warm at 45 degrees Celsius. As far as the classification of flower arrangements is concerned, we're moving on to the next style of arrangement. A was the line view, angle of view, and now we're doing the second style of arrangement, which is the amount of space present in between the plant material that we have used. But please just remember one thing, you very particularly have to follow the principles of flower arrangement, which I will not be guiding you again and again. Plus just have your focus by yourself and just understand that are all the principles of flower arrangement being applied to these floral decors. So now next let's just do the first line, arrangement as far as the amount of space present in the plant material is concerned. So in this, the very first arrangement is the mass arrangement. Mass, as you could see, the volume of the flowers or the plant material present. So this is a mass arrangement example. Posy is a great example of mass arrangements. As far as the amount of space is concerned, we can hardly see any space, and the leftover spaces were filled up by the foliage, this asparagus leaves, as well as the baby's breath or gypsophilias or gypsies, very famously known as. Next to it comes the, after mass arrangement is followed by the line and mass arrangement. So this arrangement has already been constructed. You've seen this along how I've done this arrangement. So now next to this line and mass arrangement, as you could see, this BOP and these reeds, they are creating line in the arrangement. They're creating the length. The movement is very much distinctively part of this arrangement. These dried flower sticks, dried stems, they are also creating line and length. The use of gladiolus flower is also creating line in the arrangement, and these round flowers, the chrysanthemum, as you could see, and also the use of these palm leaves cut into different shape, towards center, they are creating this as I would say, they're creating mass along with line in the arrangement. So this also stands a good example here for line and mass arrangement. Next to it is, now we are going to do line arrangements But prior to that, we need to understand the great example of line arrangement is the Japanese style of flower arrangement, which is well known as the Oriental style of flower arrangement or the Eastern style of flower arrangement. Reason being, for say, because they come from the south eastern region of the world, maybe be the Singapore area, maybe China, Japan, Korea, all of these places. So Oriental arrangement. Now next to it, before I begin doing these Japanese or Oriental style of flower arrangement, the great good example is Ikebana here, and we are going to do multiple styles of Ikebana in these floral displays henceforth. Yes, and you know, once you start thinking flowers and explore the possibilities of design, you will find inspirations in the garden, as I do. So, you know, you can create your own conventional and modern styles. You can have inspirations from the, you know, from the local fashion or the fashion which is outrageous up there in the streets, and also you can have your inspirations from the furnishings or the decor or the design. You know, you happen to visit multiple places and you can take anything into account and be it a source of inspiration. So as I was discussing this you know, styles of arrangement, and in this I wanted to speak to you about the amount of space present in the arrangement. So the very famous, as I've already spoken to you, which was the line arrangement, the mass arrangement and line mass arrangements. So we have managed doing line mass arrangements and mass arrangements. Now it is time when we do this line arrangement. Line arrangement is majorly the Japanese style of floral decors, and it is also called or referred to as the Oriental style of flower arrangement. So what are we going to do here is we're going to do lots of Ikebana. Ikebana means here, you know, the Japanese, their flower arrangements, they are majorly derived from, you know, their inspirations from the nature. You know, it could be, you know, a shape, any shape resembling to a star or a moon, like recent shapes, all of that. So let's just begin doing with the very first style. I'll just explain you what are the basics of Ikebana. I have here, as you could see it on my table, there are certain, you know, props and certain materials and ingredients that I would require for my arrangement. I have this vase. It's a transparent glass vase, and which is circular, or and next to it, this is I'm going to use as a base, or you could use a book or a piece of log, anything depending upon your choice of possibilities, right? So one major thing that I want to describe here is the use of kanzen. Japanese flower arrangement majorly use kanzen in their arrangements. I'll show you further in their different styles of arrangement, and they preferred odd number of flowers in their arrangements as they consider it to be lucky. And well, they say that round flowers, I have lily in my hand, and this is a line flower, glads. They say that round flower depicts stagnancy or dominance in life, and they say that line flower speaks to you about that your life is moving, you know, and you're like moving and moving, and you're like yeah. So this is what a line flower depicts in their arrangement. Now they also say that, you know, when they develop their arrangements, they have these three forms majorly which they use in their arrangement, which is which speaks about relationship or amongst the heaven, man and earth. So majorly in their arrangements they have these three stems depicting the relationship man. I would reinforce, it is heaven, the longest stem in the arrangement, then man, the middle one, and then the earth, all the three of them together. So let's just begin making up a Japanese style or a Ikebana style of flower arrangement. So here I've got this oasis, as you could see,
Oasis, what I've done is, I've told you prior to this also, you just prepare an outer edge or the outer frame by, by impaling these fern stems. This is a green leafy foliage. Just follow the simple and the basic rule as I've told you in all the directions, which is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So what you actually do here is you prepare this outer frame, and you could cut these leaves away if they are like spooled out, for a simple reason, to give you a nicer and a neater look. Alright, next what I'm going to do is I'm again going to create a beautiful base with a secondary foliage. And see, this is a Victoria leaf, and what I'm going to do is the pointed edge, I'm going to put it through and see. So this is the smallest spray that I will put here in this Ikebana style of flower arrangement. It's called Hike. It will denote its relationship or depicts its relationship extending towards the second stem in the arrangement, or the spray in the arrangement, showing its relation with man, also called as C. It is the second highest stem, and these stems are placed opposite. The second spray or the second highest stem is placed opposite the lowest spray, extending very little beyond the diameter of the container. And this is majorly used for balancing the arrangement, which is called Hike, the lowest spray. They also depict seasons and occasion. So as they use 3 main branches, and the tallest one, as you could see, I've used a reed of jute plant. It is a dried flower jute. It's a dried flower material that I've used herein. And then the idea here is that it is also called shin, and it is the main spray depicting it is highest point or the highest spray symbolizing heaven, and ends on the central axis of the vase. So just be a little careful that it has to be actually impregnated into the center of the vase, and stem should be 1.5 times to 2.5 times the height of the container. I'm further trying to accessorize it. As you could see, I've added little small props, balls, and some little present shapes. Into this arrangement. Let me sum it up for you all. As far as this oriental style of flower arrangement is concerned, the relationship between heaven, man and earth. The tallest stem, it is called shin, this is she, and this is Hike. It is like depicting the relationship amongst 3 of them using odd numbers. As you could see, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 numbers of them I have used in the arrangement. And also just be a little careful that these
these stems should be coming out from the central axis, and they should be, as you could see, I have a flower vase of say 6.5 inches. So I'll make it sure the arrangement that I'm going to create here, it has to be 1.5 times to 2.5 times the length of the vase. And you could see round flowers, they are to the center of the they are closer to the vase and to the closer to the center of the arrangement. And also these line flowers, they're depicting man, and along with this depicting heaven, and they all are looking up to each other as they have some relationship amongst themselves. So this is what Ikebana style of flower arrangement is. Following this principle, we would further continue with other styles of Ikebana arrangements, which now I'm going to do. First is your Moribana style. Alright, this is the first style in Ikebana, or the Japanese style of flower arrangement, is the Moribana style of arrangement. In these arrangements, they majorly use shallow containers or flat trays. The idea here is, and also they use kanzen. If you would want, I'll show you in another style how we could use kanzen. So this is what it is. It is a flat low container. Here the major specification is about the container that is being used here. And as you could see here, I have this tallest I have this spray, with these orchids around, and they are trying to depict this is a relationship that has been created with man and the earth. The round flowers and the line flowers, focus in the arrangement and movement in the arrangement with the help of these beautiful looking orchids. And next to it, if you would want, you could have an addition of pin holders to this if you feel that your arrangements are not stabilized enough. But I have used a good length or a brick of oasis, a complete brick of oasis. So that is how I'm able to achieve physical balance in this arrangement. Next up with Moribana style is the tall vase style. So here I have this tall vase style. I've told you earlier also, as I've shown you, I've just taken a vase, and in vase I've just randomly put in these flowers. So it is completely up to your choice what all things you would want to add. Something like this could be added to the base of it to create another visual effect. Maybe the Victoria leaf folded in this way. Alright, so no pin holder or no kanzen, as I say, is used here. No pin holder is used here. I'm having this stub wire as a mechanic. So I'm going to raise it a little bit, and I'm going to bind this so that it remains in place. I'm going to bind this up in this way so that I give up little height to this arrangement. Alright, post this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold these Victoria leaves. Say this is a leaf, I'm going to fold it to give me a nice oval shape, which is fluffed up, and I'm going to impregnate a little toothpick, pin it in, and then pop it inside this, right? And create a periphery of these leaves, from these leaves. Since it is a round arrangement, so you have to be careful about one thing, that it has to go 360 degrees, as you could see here. So this is Hike style, tall vase and no pin holder used here. Third style in the queue is the Sika style. It is a formal arrangement, and as you can see here, I use these shallow containers to prepare the arrangement. And next to it, you know, we've already done it, a triangular arrangement. So you know, we've already done this arrangement. It's just that it is a part of this subcategory. So we can consider all the triangular and formal arrangements or symmetrical arrangement part of the Sika style. This is a triangular arrangement, and you know, you'll have to visualize triangle. So this is, as I say, visually, you know, you'll have to see, or you'll have to imagine an imaginary triangle has been created here. So which in this arrangement I have tried my best to create it as a this Sika style of arrangement. It is very formal. Alright, in addition to the previous arrangement, I've made one for you. You know, so what I've done here is, as you could see here, it is a front facing arrangement, and since it is a triangular arrangement, you could see we've used a basket here. And if you use basket, as they're concerned, as they're great takeaways, you know, if you use baskets, then this arrangement will be called as mori mano. So any Japanese arrangement made in a basket could be of cane, wicker or willow, that arrangement will be called mori mano. There is a difference between moribana and mori mano. Moribanas are majorly arrangements which are used in shallow containers, and they are like flat and low, and any arrangement made in a basket is a mori mano arrangement. So this arrangement is also a mori mano arrangement, and it is also a very formal Sika arrangement. As you could see, an imaginary triangle which I've tried creating here, and you could see in the center I have this mass which depicts, as you know, earth, and moving on to these lines which says relationship of earth to heaven and man. So then they say this is Shin, Si and Hike. So you could even have a larger stem projecting the three different sprays or branches in the Japanese style of flower arrangement. As if you could see closely, it gives a, you know, it appears to be like a sunflower. So these arrangements are completely formal, and also they appear as all the stem arise from a single point. This is Sika style formal arrangement. So now I have a cane wicker basket in my hand, and it is like hollow, and as you know, that basket arrangement are also called as mori mano arrangements. So what I'm going to do is, I've prepared a posy, and you all know how a posy is prepared. You know, these posies, the another name for a posy style arrangement is like dome shaped arrangement or a beady mirror arrangement. So what I'm going to do is, I've already done a posy for you and explained how a posy is made. So the flowers that I've used here is the pink, pink rose and yellow carnations. So this is an apt arrangement for a candlelight dinner, and it could be placed on a Christmas table, and you know, you could place it on a Christmas table or any other buffet table, or maybe in center of a large dining table. If there are 10 to 15 number of people dining in, and then you could have this display made. So I think so it looks really beautiful. I've used a candle cup here. As you could see, it's a simple plain candle cup that is being used here. I've placed it in the center, and these candles I have put together these candles with the help of stuffed wire, and then I have glued this into the oasis, center of the oasis, preparing the posy around it. Next in the category of Japanese style of flower arrangement is the ukebana arrangement. It is called floating arrangement. As you could see, you know, this is a distinctive platter or a vase that I've used. It's not that hollow, and I've added water to it. So now I'm going to use kanzen, place a kanzen inside it, and then I am going to put some leaves into it. So this is a heavy metal kanzen or a pin holder, Japanese pin holder. I've immersed it inside it, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to prepare an arrangement here. So this is the lucky bamboo. This plant material is lucky bamboo, and just be careful that they use odd number of stems or plant material. So I will take 3 or 5 of them. I have Anthurium by my side, Anthurium, and this is a beautiful exotic flower. As you could see, there are just 5 of them that I've used in this. So this is called ukebana, a floating arrangement. I'm going to add little small ferns here for some visual treat. They're my favorite. Very delicate petals, you know, giving texture or providing texture to the arrangement. You know, bamboo, these are bamboo, lucky bamboo stems, strut up straight, hard, and then I have these asparagus leaves, because these simple leaves floating in, they produce you know, these arrangements are apt for the spa areas of the hotel, you know, floating arrangements, and they produce predominantly spectacular and warm welcome. As you could see, flowers breathe new life into room, along with lots of positivity, abundance of happiness. They are great mood boosters and I believe highly enduring. Alright, if you want, you could further accessorize them with candle. So this is a candle cup I have here, and as I say, these arrangements are great mood boosters. So I've used a candle cup along with a candle. I've lit it up, and as you could see, it's a great mood booster. And since these are winters, it looks warm having a little fire lit by your side. Alright, last but not the least is the Niger style of flower arrangement. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this tall cylindrical vase, flower vase with me. I've already filled in water into it, and I will prepare an arrangement here. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take oasis of the shape and size, put it inside the vase, and develop a crescent style of flower arrangement. Niger style of flower arrangement in Japanese, it's a completely classical arrangement. Tall cylindrical vases I have used here, and you know, I would give a flowing and a natural effect, and trying to create a nature inspired shape, which is a crescent shape, okay, of a moon. So let's just begin doing the same. I have areca palm in my hand. Since it is transparent in nature, so you know, you could like see through the glass. So what I'm going to do is, at the opposite side of the oasis, I'm going to put this carnation flower, and I'm going to put it inside the vase. Okay, let's just see how. You could add marbles or pebbles, you know, but I have put in this carnation flower to you know, just add some dynamics to the looks of the arrangement. This classic Najar crescent inspired from nature arrangement with following the natural flow of the display. So let's just see, try and create this, you know, best thing to prepare arrangement is just to, you know, visualize the arrangement as I'm saying that it is a crescent shape, so which is very much synonym to a moon, as you could see. So now this is my outrage or the outer line, and the type of arrangement that I'm going to build will be within this. So you could see this is this stem, this Erica palm stem. This will depict heaven in my arrangement. This is the tallest spray known as Shin. So now what am I going to do here is I will now create a background for the same. So what I'm going to do is I've taken these foliages, as I've told you earlier also, you know, try and prepare your major part of the arrangement, like 80% of the arrangement, with the help of the foliages, various types of foliages, and you know, the spooks could be cut so that it looks even finer, you know. So I'm developing this crescent shape. I'm going to use fuchsia red colored carnations, again odd numbers of flowers, add varied positions like 1, 2 and 3 down, you know, and next to it I could add any other flower, which could be a rose. So as you could see, I've tried and achieved the crescent shape with the use of fuchsia colored flower, and also, you know, just remove off the these look really sad, the outer leaves, or they are like guard leaves, so it is safe and it is good to remove them off, not an issue at all. It is a part of aftercare and conditioning. Water. I believe these droplets look really beautiful. Alright, so what I've done here is I'm spraying water through my Mr. bottle. As you could see, these droplets look really beautiful on the rose petals, and also will provide a refreshing look to the flower arrangement. We do not put these arrangements close to an AC or large appliances or a window, but still, if you can't help it, at times you have certain places or gaps where you need to place these arrangements. So what you could do is just be a little careful before you place them there. You could spray water onto them so that, you know, the dryness or the drought in the surrounding doesn't affect the arrangement much. And please make it a point that every morning the florist of the hotel, majorly in the hotels, take around every morning and he sprays water, removes off the unwanted leaves or flower petals from the arrangement, and this is how it goes as a daily routine for a florist of a hotel. Every hotel is going to have a dedicated florist to prepare these arrangements, so you do not worry. My only advice to everybody of you is just, you know, experiment, go out there, buy this piece of brick. It is a 50 rupee piece, the Oasis, you know, dip it into a water, say half an hour to 2 hours prior you prepare these arrangement. Take for your practice, take these random leaves from your surroundings or green leafy material and try and create any type of you know, first experiment with your, put hands into practice, and then maybe gradually you will achieve the goal of any specific flower arrangement. It also takes an appreciate look at the relationship of plant colors, their textures, and explain how you can blend them to create the most pleasing effects, and show you step by step how to achieve these multiple styles of floral decor. From the moment you have a bunch of flowers with you, through the choice of containers that you make and the appropriate holding material that you have with you, to the overall shape of the design, and creating the most flattering way to display it. What it takes is, these demonstrations, they're going to help you to develop that style. I wish and hope and believe the same. From the moment you have something aligned in your up there in your space, that this is what you want to do, so go out there, put your hands on to practice and experiment with your creativity.